Hi everyone and welcome to this course on JavaScript. So in this course we'll talk about many topics regarding JavaScript, amongst which variables, data types, operators, statements, and so much more. Alright, so let's begin. What is JavaScript? First and foremost, what is JavaScript? JavaScript is a client-side and server-side language that makes web pages interactive. Because with HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap, you can build the structure and the design of your website, but you cannot really make them super interactive. And that's why we need JavaScript. We need JavaScript to give some dynamism to our website, to make our website dynamic. So HTML, CSS, Bootstrap are mostly used, or I would also say they are only used for static websites. But if you want to have dynamic functionalities, if you want to add some dynamic functionalities, you would have to use JavaScript. In JavaScript, we add many forms of validation. Anything dynamic that you want, you can add it with JavaScript. And that's pretty much it for the introduction regarding the usefulness and the use of JavaScript. Alright, so to sum it up, I would say that we use JavaScript to add some complexity and to make our website special and attractive to users. If you need a static website, you don't need JavaScript. You can simply build a website with HTML and CSS and some other frameworks. But if you want a more dynamic website, you would have to use JavaScript. History of JavaScript. So, around 1.6 billion websites in the world use JavaScript. In the mid-90s, we had two browser companies. One of them was Internet Explorer and the other was Netscape Navigator. Basically what happened was that Netscape hired Brandon Eich, who is the founder of JavaScript. Netscape assigned to Brandon the task of creating a scripting language. Brandon developed a new scripting language in just 10 days. The original name of this scripting language was Mocha, then it was called LiveScript, and then later they called it JavaScript. Alright, so that was for the brief history of JavaScript. And now on to the next lecture. Let's now move on to the most important thing, which is the syntax of JavaScript. Like in any coding language, before building some complex stuff and complex programs, you need to understand the basics. So that's why we'll start off with the most basic concept, which is the syntax of JavaScript. Alright, so when we create the HTML structure, we first write the head tag and the body tag, and after this we create a script tag in the head tag. There are three ways to use script tags. We can use this tag either in the head tag or in the body tag. Alright, so if we create a script tag in the body, it will always be used in the last one. Another way is to make an external file, just like you can do it with CSS, and you just have to change the extension. Alright, so let me show you now a code editor. So can you see my code editor here? This is an overview of my Visual Studio Code editor. You will use this VS Code editor for most of your programming languages. This is one of the most professional and most used code editor. To download this, basically you'd have to open your browser, search for VS Code on Google. You go to the first URL and click on this download section. Then you'll be taken to the VS Code website. You click on the download for Windows. If you are using a Mac operating system, you download the Mac version, and the same goes for Linux. So based on your operating system, you download the relevant version. Now you click on the download button, it starts downloading. But since I have it already downloaded on my machine, I will cancel this process. Alright, so after installing it, let me create a folder with the name of JavaScript here. So take a look at this. You can see that it's written here JavaScript, and we have an Explorer section. Alright, so make a folder. You select this, you open your editor. Now you create a new file with the name of index.html. You press on enter, then you add an exclamation mark here. You press on enter. It will create a structure for you. You know that you can use a script tag in the head tag or body tag. So to choose an element, it will be used first. For example, I'm using this tag h1 here. It will be used first, and the script will be usually used in the last one. In JavaScript, we use the script tag in the last one, or we create its external file. The reason is that when a web page is loaded, it first runs the HTML file, and then it runs the JavaScript file. So JavaScript comes later, and it gives the different dynamism and the functionalities to users. Okay, so mostly in the professional world, like the professional developers, they use the script tag at the end, or they make an external file. To create an external file in JavaScript, you need to go to the JavaScript folder. You create a new file name such as new javascript.js. You create a variable and specify its name as hello world. You highlight the first name by writing document. You write first and you save it. Now you run the file and take a look at this. Pay attention to this. This is not working because my external file is not linked with the JavaScript file. So to link the files, you need to go to the script, you use the source, and you attach it with this link and you save it. Alright, and now as you can see, it's displaying hello world and it's working perfectly. And now on to the next lecture. We've already learned about the implementation of JavaScript on our browser. So now let's go to VS Code, and as you can see, I opened my VS Code in my browser. I'll use document.try statement here, and I print hello world, and then I save it. And you can see the result. Alright, so you need to remember that you can print a statement without any variable function. You just need to use the document.write statement by using a double quotation. And if you want to print only a variable or name of a function, you just write its name without using a double quotation. Alright, so there is one more statement of console.log. I write it here, hello console, and save it. Okay, so pay attention at what I'm doing. This is not printing because the document.write statement is used to print on web pages and to check its result. The console.log is used by senior developers to check the code and to identify errors. Alright, so to check this, you go to the browser, right click, select inspect, and its shortcut key is F12. You can see the control.write, hello console. It will print this, and you can print as many statements as you want. Alright, so that's the basic method of using document.write and the console.log. And now on to the next lecture. Alright, so let's now see how we can add HTML tags and comments. We already know that we can use JavaScript and HTML tags, but in this section we'll see how to use HTML tags in JavaScript. So first of all, let's go to VS Code. We open the browser and we use the document.write, and then we print the statement hello world and we save it. Alright, so now print this statement in the italic form or with the head tag. Alright, so with tag h1, with its closing tag, you write a print statement here. And can you see what I'm doing? So basically, the print statement is displayed in the head tag. To change this into h2, I can write the h2 tag and save it. You can also write in an italic tag just like this. Alright, so if you want to add a variable or print a statement, for example, hello world statement, I'll need to write it in a variable first and save it. So pay attention to what I'm doing. It's displayed in document.write, but I want to display the variable values, so I'll remove the double quotations. And since I cannot write the h1 variable here, so I will write h1 in the first statement, and as you can see, we have the output in front of us. Alright, so you'll notice that sometimes it will work without closing the tag, but it can give us some errors on some websites. Alright, so now we'll see how to add comments in JavaScript. It's the same as with HTML. Like if you want to add some comments in this line, you'll just need to click on Control plus backslash, and yeah, that was it. You add your comment. Alright, so that was it for the tags and the comments, and now on to the next lecture in which we'll explore the different types of variables.